In 1755, 23-year-old George Washington was a British colonel fighting against the French and their Native American allies for control over colonial territory. On July 9th, the British marched towards present-day Pittsburgh and were attacked in a ravine. 900 troops were killed, but Washington's prayers to Jesus Christ for protection didn't go unheard.
Washington is riding back and forth, delivering orders. Every other officer on horseback is shot. And Washington later is riding from Fort Cumberland to his brother, John Augustine Washington. And he says, by the all-powerful hand of Providence, I have been protected beyond all human expectation. For I had 2 horses shot out from under me, 4 bullet holes through my coat, yet escaped unhurt.
And it also occurred in the Revolutionary War as well, didn't he? Wasn't the hand of God on him then?
Every year during the Revolution, the Continental Congress declared days of fasting and prayer. And so Washington would order his troops to observe the days of fasting and prayer.
But their prayers and faith in God's protection were tested during the largest battle of the Revolution, the Battle of Brooklyn Heights.
Washington had all of his men dug in facing the water, thinking the British are going to attack from the sea. Well, August 1776, Washington is attacked from behind. 3,000 of his men get killed, only about 300 of the British. And the day passes, and Washington has his 8,000 men pinned up against the water. The sun goes down, and what does he do? He can't retreat, so he gets every boat he can find, and they ferry all night long across the East River to Manhattan Island. The next morning, the sun begins to come up. Half his men are still on duty, half his men are strung out, and his chief of intelligence, Major Ben Talmadge, says at this point, a very providential occurrence, a fog came off the river and settled over both encampments. He said you could scarcely discern a man at 6 yards distance. He says the fog remained until noon. So here Washington was on the last boat that left. When the fog lifted, the British charged up the hill. Nobody's there. This was the last chance the British had to capture the entire American army at one fell swoop.
So that's a supernatural intervention of Almighty God, right?
It is, and if Washington would have lost the Revolutionary War, he would have been hung. All the founding fathers would have been hung. They would have been traitors, and we would be part of the British Empire. And the movement across the world for what's called popular self-government, people ruling themselves, would have never taken place.